Hello again. I am doing another reaction video. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Normandy-based military historian and author, and I am doing some reaction videos to Call of Duty type games. This one is called Scriptum, and it's supposed to be Utah Beach. Well, I'm going to dive in and comment on what I see in terms of authenticity, not the gameplay. I don't understand gameplay. I'm looking at how it represents Normandy. So let's get on with it. Never enough guys in the landing craft. 30 guys were in an assault team in one of the LCVPs. Every video game I've watched so far seems to have like a dozen guys. It's just not enough. I like the fact it's showing landing craft left and right. Of course, that's how it was. They're coming in waves. This is Utah Beach, so the terrain of what I've seen so far ahead looks good. I think that guy there is wearing an assault vest, which is something you see more on Omaha than Utah Beach. It was something in the RCTs of the 16th and 29th. I may have mistaken what he's wearing there, but no, it does look like an assault vest. So far, so good. The communication between the players seems very modern, and the crackle of like walkie-talkies. Yeah. Right, my first observation, already way too many obstacles on the beach. They are absolutely crammed in there. The log ramps were not that close together. The Belgian gates are not that close together. This is like an imaginary fantasy beach. Oh my God, Hitler would have loved to have a beach like this with obstacles that thick, that spacing. Utah Beach, I don't think had any Belgian gates. Belgian gates, depends which sector, which beach it is. Utah Beach had log ramps, it had mines, it had hedgehogs, but I don't think there are any Belgian gates there. Someone may correct me on that. Certainly didn't have dozens. The beach is quite good. Just way too many obstacles. So this is meant to be somewhere north of La Madeleine, which is the correct landing site. Now, I don't know much about gaming. I do know that Brothers in Arms that came out about 15 years ago was modeled exactly on villages behind Utah Beach, Saint-Martin-de-Varvel and Layton-Carenton. I've watched this already before I'm doing the review, and I can see that the buildings, the layout is not based on anything at all. And my question is, why not base it on somewhere real? You've got Google Earth, Google Street View, you've got plenty of people there. Base it on a real location. Wouldn't it make the gameplay better? Now, this is quite good. There are dunes at the top of Utah Beach, so that's quite good. But this wall they're coming up to now, I have no idea. I think one of the guys refers to it as a berm. There was an anti-tank wall along most parts of Utah Beach, but it was very square, rectangular. It was man-made. This is neither a sand dune, which would be kind of more shallow and covered in grass, neither is an anti-tank wall. This is pure fiction. Buildings already do not look like Normandy buildings to me. I live in Normandy. If you're watching this and wondering, what does this guy know? I live in Normandy. I've been here for 20 years. You don't get trees like that behind Utah Beach. Utah Beach is essentially kind of reclaimed marshland, a bit like the polders of the Netherlands. There aren't big, that's not like oak trees, elm trees in the background there. Nothing like that anywhere near where the landings were on Utah Beach. I mean, not nothing. There's the odd tree, but no, this is wrong. Building looks wrong. What are those chairs meant to be there? Is this a cafe or something? This is completely unrealistic. There's nothing like this anywhere near the landings on Utah Beach. Today, there are coastal tourist restaurants, things like that, but that makes no sense. So what are these buildings? Are they occupied? Are they meant to be French people living there? If not, if so, where's the furniture? Are these meant to be buildings occupied by the Germans? In which case, why aren't they occupied by the Germans? It's all very muddled. Someone suggested I did this particular game, and apparently the gameplay is very authentic in terms of squad tactics, but in terms of the recreation of Normandy, so far it's the worst I've seen. there's no going in houses off Utah Beach. Completely inauthentic. It just, no, they're going for the causeways across through the floods. Now those archways in the background, now that's clearly copied from an area in Carenton, which was also copied for Band of Brothers episode 2 and 3. Yeah, I don't know what this is all about, going through the houses. I guess it's all part of the gameplay, but my feeling as a historian is, why don't you incorporate actual situations units on Utah Beach, 22nd Infantry, 8th Infantry are encountering? There's plenty of information out there. There's more after-action reports. There's details. There's books. You could have missions based on reality, things that actually occurred. There are incredible actions there of infantry cooperating with Sherman tanks, things like that. All that is ignored for the fantasy gameplay by game designers. And I know they're not trying to be history lessons, but my feeling is, wouldn't it have a better level of authenticity if you have the gameplay realistic, based on real places, real missions, and real geography? I'm really disappointed with this so far. It's just, there are bits of the coast a bit like that, with houses right near the beach, further north, Kinnerville, Ravenaville. But this, they're back to the beach. This wall is just terrible. And where are the beach teams? Where are the engineers blowing gaps through the beaches? Where's the tank support? Utah Beach, unlike Omaha, the Sherman tanks were there. Why aren't they showing tank support? And don't forget, of course, I said, the engineers, the engineer brigades are there doing their work, clearing the obstacles. So he's up in a building. There's some kind of almost like prison of war camp tower there. That's all nonsense. I don't know what the hell that's based on. I don't get what these houses are supposed to be. If they're French, why is there not furniture there? And indeed, why are there not French civilians? Why would there be empty houses there? Okay, no, I'm disappointed with this so far. Well, hopefully you'll get out of the building and start moving inland so I can actually see some more of the Normandy terrain, because this is just pissing me off at the moment. No, let's get out of the house. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go somewhere else. I reviewed earlier today the Omaha game, and it felt like this building, that says to me Germany or Belgium or Flanders. It doesn't feel Normandy at all. Now there's furniture in these, but that building there is a bit more like a Normandy farmhouse. Oh, on the cider press, the wheel there for the stone for pressing cider, that's great. That's a good Normandy detail. So little bits of things that seem to be okay, but the point is, okay, as soon as you get off Utah Beach, behind Utah Beach is the floodplain. That's how it worked. The mission of the 4th Division was to move across the 4 causeways, 1, 2, 3, 4, through the mile or so of floods towards the high ground ahead. If they've gone this far already, they've already reached the flood, or they should have already reached the floodplain. There's no floodplain. It's like we've already reached the villages inland, like Saint-Martin de Maraville, Eau-de-Ville, La Hubert, Saint-Marie-de-Mort. I can't see any flooding in the background there, so I'm pissed off. We know what Utah Beach looks like. Have it accurate. Have them pushing inland for causeways. Make this mission-based game based on reality. It's very beautiful, the design. I feel it's real. The flowers, wildflowers there, the grass, the coloring and things. It's very realistic in terms of feeling real, but it doesn't, to someone who lives in Normandy, feel like Normandy. And what the hell is this? And tented encampment? There are no tented encampments of Germans just inland from Utah Beach, or indeed anywhere near Utah Beach. Maybe it's referring to an area, Haute-Adville near Angerville-au-Plan, where there's some Georgians who are using canvas, but that is from where we're meant to be here, about 6 miles away. The trees, the vegetation doesn't feel like Normandy. Again, you just got to go and Google Earth, go through Street View and go down some of the lanes near Utah Beach, and you can see exactly what the terrain was like. This game, I think, is a couple of years old. There's no excuse for not getting it right. This looks like, I don't know, Kent in England or something. if you could see floods in the distance, I think on that when that map comes up there is some blue shading there. So I'm not familiar with the game, so I don't know what they're trying to do, but this so far really disappointing. The gameplay might well be really realistic. That's what someone told me, that this is really authentic and the squad tactics are good. And yeah, fine. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not doing it, this review, for that reason. I'm doing it as logs. Now, okay, that's just nonsense. There's no logging anywhere near Utah Beach. I guess they're putting something in there to make an obstacle for the gameplay, but there are cows inland from Utah Beach. And again, there's floods and there's hedgerows, not quite as extensive as there are behind Omaha Beach. This, you'd have to really persuade me that this is meant to be Normandy. Just doesn't really feel Normandy at all to me. That farmhouse there, is that a thatched roof? There are some thatched places behind Omaha a little bit these days. That doesn't feel like Normandy. The gateway there feels a bit Normandy. Oh, you don't see fencing like that. Fencing in Normandy is either stone walls or hedgerow embankments. Now, orchards, if that's an orchard, that's quite good. There are lots of orchards inland from the beaches on D-Day. That's quite good. Is that a German vehicle over there? I suppose it is. Where are we supposed to be now? We're coming down. I think we're meant to be kind of between the Jaws exits 2 and 3. I'm not sure really. Well, are they? If they're pine trees, that's no. I think they're deciduous trees. That's look like silver birch or something. Yeah, it's all over the place. They're very beautiful. The lighting is incredible. You know, in aesthetically, I'm appreciating the skill of the animators, the skill of the game makers, but that doesn't look like Normandy. Now I'm disappointed so far. I don't know what else to say. I'm disappointed by this. It's really, really disappointing. Oh, so they found a gun battery now. And that's an 88. That's the anti-aircraft famous 88. None of them anywhere near Utah Beach. You could find some 105s, 75s. You've got the batteries at Holdy, Brecourt. This whole camouflage structure thing, totally inauthentic. If anything, it was anywhere near Utah Beach. There were no 88s like that. I guess it's just a recognizable gun, isn't it? Put Tiger tanks in, put 88s in, make it things that gamers will recognize, but it's not authentic. Why not put 105s in? Why not have them authentic? But anyway, here's the thing. If they have got as far as the artillery positions of 105s, or in this case 88s, they have crossed the floodplain. They've got across cause. We haven't seen any damn water. It's not authentic, folks. There's no excuse. Either have a fantasy land, either just call it Operation Duck Bill and just make up a country called Belgium, which is not France or Belgium, and have a fantasy landscape. But if you're actually pretending it's Utah Beach and it's Normandy and it's June the 6th, make it look like bloody Utah Beach on June the 6th. It's no more effort to have an accurate bit of terrain than it is make up this crap. Is that rocks? Is that a big rock? It's rocks. Now, they're just throwing rocks in like it's bloody Gettysburg and Devil's Den, and no big rocks there. So now we've got a wading Sherman tank. Okay, that's quite good. There were Sherman tanks coming in there. That I like that with the wading exhaust. There are photos of Sherman tanks, 70th Tank Battalion, pushing a couple of miles inland from Utah. That's quite nice. And this little bit of kind of small field with hedgerows around it feels a little bit more Normandy. He says it's hitting marshland there, but I can't see any. But they should have already gone through it. If they've come across gun badges, they've already gone through marshland. Now, this is Rommel's asparagus, I'm guessing. There's very little Rommel's asparagus anywhere near Utah Beach. I have to say, as a Normandy-based battlefield guide, this is getting a very poor score from me. Okay, I mean, in terms of authenticity, gameplay might be amazing, but This is a load of old pants as far as I'm concerned. Just doesn't feel Normandy. Doesn't have a feeling of Normandy. Now, the other reaction show I did earlier did feel like Normandy. That had a real feeling. That was the one on Omaha Beach, Hell Let Loose. But this one, that's a little bit better. See, now it looks like they're supposed to be approaching marshland, but they should have already hit marshland. If they've hit an artillery battery, they should have already hit the flooded area. Yeah, they've completely misunderstood. If they've tried to put marshland in, they've got an idea it's kind of, I don't know, like a sort of a swampy kind of place. No, this is a big, flat floodplain with water for, hundreds of yards. Now, this is the Causeway Road. It's a little bit like Causeway number 2 coming off Utah Beach. But where's the water? Again, where's the water? I mean, sure, in terms of authenticity, that's it. That's the marshland. It's like a little pond. Yeah, okay. I mean, sure, I understand for gameplay, I've got to have lots more Germans and lots more peril and lots more danger and lots more excitement. I have no problem with that. But can't you base it in a real universe of what was actually behind the landing beach? So he is wearing a salt jerkin, that guy there. Oh, I think he is. Yeah, what's that building supposed to be? And that's it. That's his recreation of the marsh, is it? That, to me, looks more like... And what the hell are those rocks doing there? There's nothing anywhere near Utah Beach that resembles that. This is fantasy world. This is Belgium, as I've just invented. It's not France. It's not Belgium. It's kind of Louisiana with... Oh, my God. Just appalling. Why the hell don't they contact people? Or just, as I say, look over bloody Google Street View. This is the most agitated I've got doing a reaction video so far, because it's just, what the hell is that? Oh, dear. The Robles asparagus in a bit of marsh. Stonewall, I suppose, that's a bit more Normandy authentic, but what the hell are those rocks? There's nothing like that here. If you want to put obstacles in there, put... ditches, put hedges, put earthen mounds, stone walls, cattle pens. There's things you can put, farm carts, but don't put stuff in that doesn't geographically exist in Normandy. Well, not this part of Normandy. Really, really, really awful. I am in no way feeling that this is Normandy. Just not good at all. I may have another look and see if there's any more different levels, different locations that this game covers that are maybe more authentic, but this is just crappy. And that looks a little bit more like a Normandy farmhouse, but only because everything else has been so bad, this looks a little bit better by comparison. That building doesn't really look Normandy. And maybe can't you have the peril of encountering civilians? The fact that you might end up shooting a civilian. This is an environment where people live. There are farmers out there. Some of them are hunkering down in their cellars and what have you, but I don't know. Maybe people watching this will say, oh, you don't put civilians in video games. Maybe. I don't know. I am really, really disappointed with this. I think it's just, and yeah, whatever. No, not good at all. Really bad. It says you're wounded, meaning that, but I feel wounded. I've taken this as a personal hit. I feel this is an insult to all the work historians have done over the last 80 years nearly to establish what happened on Utah Beach, recreate what was going on there. We've got digital aerial photos. We've got the information. We've got after action reports online. We've got people writing books, Joe Belkowski and Bob Babcock about the 4th Division, put real missions in with real objectives in real locations and just do it properly. This is disappointing, thoroughly disappointing. Okay, well, I'll stop it now. So, well, okay, didn't like that one. If you like what I'm saying, if you like to listen to me rant, then please please like the video, please subscribe, and maybe I'll do another one of these, but it'll be a while before I return to that particular version of that game, because that just made me very grumpy. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.